Welcome to the Mindset Mile podcast, the show that'll leave you empowered to take action towards becoming the turned up version of your already awesome self. I'm your host, Aisha Zaza, and I'm so glad you're here. Let's go. Hey fam, welcome back to the Mindset Mile podcast. I'm excited for our conversation today. We're going to be talking about excuses. And I want to give you a perspective about excuses that you make for yourself that are weakening you. And I went back and forth with what to call this episode because stop making excuses. It sounds like sergeant's orders, like do more, be better. Like this is not that kind of message. This really is more about becoming aware of what excuses do for your psyche and how they affect your overall confidence in yourself. Confidence is one of those things that we think people are either born with or without, right? You either have it or you don't. While I do believe to some degree, people have a stronger personality trait that exudes confidence, you might be happy to know that confidence is something that is learned and is actually practiced. And one way you're chipping away at your own confidence is by feeling validated by excuses that you make for yourself. This topic fascinates me a lot, actually, because it's something I kind of correlated on my own as I'm constantly observing my own behavior. And something to know about me is that I don't make excuses often. And I'm not going to say never, because I'm aware of when I am. And I'm also not saying that I never make excuses to toot my own horn. But what I mean is, I may have an explanation as to why I can't or don't want to do something or participate in something, but I rarely make an excuse as to why I can't do it. When I have a reason or an explanation as to why I don't commit to something, I feel sure about myself. I am sure about my decision. I usually feel really good about knowing my boundaries or managing my expectations as to what I can actually get done or be a part of. Basically, what I'm saying here is I am in control and I have the power to make my decision. Whereas when I make an excuse about something, I feel like there's something I'm hiding behind. And it feels like I'm giving my control away to an excuse. And for me personally, that feels icky. I don't like it because deep down, I know I'm not being honest with myself about why I'm not taking action or doing the thing I made an excuse to not do. So I want you to be really honest with yourself. And this is going to have to be something you re-examine often because you make a lot of decisions on a daily and weekly basis. But be honest with yourself. Do you have an explanation as to why you're not doing something, or do you have an excuse? So here are a few examples that I want to give you because I really want you to be super clear about the difference of what an excuse feels like versus what an explanation feels like. So let's say you want to reach out to 5 new prospects a day for your business. And one day goes by and you only reached out to 1 or you didn't reach out to any, let's just say. And at the end of the day, your spouse or your boss or your mentor asks you, so how did your reach outs go? And you respond with, well, I couldn't get to them because I got so busy. I got a call from so-and-so school and I had to go pick them up. And then I got distracted because then so-and-so called. And then I was going to be late for my class at the gym. And so I had to head off. And before I knew it, I needed to go grocery shopping and do this and do that. Okay. First of all, if this isn't something you actually built into your day like you would any other appointment or any other commitment you have, then 99% of the time, your day is going to run you instead of you running your day. Okay, that's just law. Like if you don't have a deadline to do something, a lot of the times it's going to get pushed back and pushed back and pushed back, and you might end up not doing it. And of course, there are things we cannot account for and predict in our life. Okay, but if something is important to you or if it's urgent, then you schedule it. Most times, busy is just an excuse. And even though you actually are, I'm not saying you don't have a lot going on, but if you haven't scheduled something important to you in that you keep saying that you want to do or that you need to do, and you keep saying that you're busy over and over and over again, then guess what? Busy is an excuse. It's not an explanation. One of my favorite high protein snacks is Greek yogurt, and to it, I'll add some berries and granola. But I'm super picky about my granola because most of them are made with tons of sugar and inflammatory oils, which is why I use Wildway granola. It's made from 100% real ingredients with no added sugars, preservatives, seed oils, or flavorings. Just wholesome blend of nuts, seeds, dried fruit, and spices. And they have such amazing flavors like coconut cashew, banana nut, apple cinnamon, dark chocolate sea salt, peach pecan, and vanilla bean espresso. They're all delicious. You've got to get your hands on some. Right now, save 20% off your first order with the code MindsetMile by visiting wildwayoflife.com. That's wildwayoflife.com using code MindsetMile to receive 20% off your first order. This episode is brought to you by Betterhelp. Sometimes we're faced with a crossroads in life and don't know which path to take. Or maybe you're thinking about a career change or feeling like your relationship needs some TLC. Whatever it is, therapy can help you map out your future and trust yourself to find the way forward. I know it absolutely has for me. If you've had the idea of therapy in the back of your mind, try BetterHelp. It's entirely online. It's designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Plus, BetterHelp is extending 10% off your first month just for Mindset Mile listeners. Visit betterhelp.com, that's BetterHelp.com/mindsetmile today to get 10% off your first month. Am I the only one that goes to sleep excited about coffee in the morning? I absolutely love my morning routine, but as a busy mom of two, that routine is pretty simple, and I make sure that I can make it happen regardless of what else is going on in that morning. So my morning routine that is so simple that I look forward to every single night includes my cup of coffee, taking my vitamins, and a 2-ounce shot of Dose. Dose is a delicious wellness shot that directly supports liver function. It's made with just a few extremely potent ingredients like turmeric, milk thistle, organic ginger root, and dandelion. And all of those ingredients support long-term liver health and metabolic function. And they also help to increase energy levels and focus. The liver is responsible for over 500 functions daily, so keeping a healthy liver is so important. If you want to give Dose a shot and invest in your health, Dose is offering Mindset Mile listeners 15% off your first order, plus an additional 15% off if you subscribe for a monthly delivery. So that's 30% off your first order. Go to dosedaily.co/mindsetmile and use the code mindsetmile. That's dose, DOSE, daily.co/mindsetmile and use code mindsetmile. And this is exactly what giving your power away looks like. It looks like you being the victim of your schedule, like you have absolutely no other option than to let yet another day or another week or another year go by without starting or doing something important to you. That's how excuses weaken your confidence. When you validate how you feel by using an excuse, it makes it so that you don't have the power to change your reality. But maybe the real reason, the real explanation you didn't reach out is because deep down you're afraid of what other people will think of you, or you're afraid of hearing no, or you're afraid of success, or it might even be that it's just not a big enough priority to you. And that's okay, but be honest with yourself. So if your person at the end of the day asks you how your reach outs went and you said, well, I didn't do them because it's not that big of a priority to me, or I avoided them because I'm afraid of rejection. You might not like how brutally honest those answers sound, but at least you're owning exactly why you didn't do it. You're not living behind the comfort of an excuse. Another example I'm sure most can relate to is getting 30 to 40 minutes of exercise in 4 to 5 times a week. What are some common responses to this? I got busy. I keep meaning to check out that new studio. I don't have time to work out. I don't have energy. If you're avoiding working out because you don't want to exert the physical energy, or because starting feels like picking up 100-pound boulder, or because you know that it's actually going to be a little hard to make a lifestyle change at first, that's a real explanation as to why you're not getting to the gym. That's honest. And even if you hate that that's what's keeping you from getting there, I have really good news for you. At least these are all things you can change. When you have an explanation and you're honest about it, the power is in your court. When you have excuses, the power is outside of your court. And though it may seem little and insignificant to brush one important thing off one day, this really is a matter of the things that you keep brushing off one day at a time that add up to years. And this is exactly why excuses are hurting you. They're chipping away at your confidence by making you believe that you're not in control of making the change you want to make. So like I said, this is not a message to make you feel like you're not doing enough, but don't keep telling yourself that you're going to get to something if there are bigger reasons behind why you're not getting to them besides being busy. I see you. I know it's hard, and I wish we had 100 hours in the day to make everything happen. But be honest with yourself about what is urgent and what is priority. It's going to give you so much more peace, and it's going to give you so much more confidence that you are in control of the things you do and how you spend your time, and that you're in control of making change. I really hope that this episode opened your eyes to why excuses are not just things to kind of brush off and keep making. I really hope that this helps you change your perspective and change your habit of how you look at why you're not taking action in certain areas of your life. If this episode spoke to you, please also tag me on social media so I can see it at Aisha Zaza. Send it to a friend who also might need this message, and I cannot wait to see you next week, my friend. Happy Thanksgiving. Make it a great day.